Welcome Behind the Bar with Paul Starr, and this is the BDO Beat. The 2015 Winmau World Masters is over. Of course, Glenn Durrant has landed his first major BDO tournament, and Eileen de Graaf, what a great win for her 5-4 over Lisa Ashton in the final of the ladies. I'm so happy to say, being joined by no other than the master of ceremonies for the BDO, little Richard Ashdown. How you doing, Richard?
I'm fine, thank you, Paul. How are you?
Very, very good. When I say Master of Ceremonies, I hear a good bit of news today regarding Sport Relief. Let's Play Darts with Sport Relief, and I believe you're emceeing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Last year, the BBC went with the Let's Play Darts for Comic Relief, and I already had a family holiday booked in Las Vegas, so very difficult for me to get out of that, so I'm really pleased that I'm available for this year's. Yeah,
wonderful, wonderful news. And when I say, of course, joking about the tea lady part, you have had all the roles with you know, at the BDO. That must be great. You've been there for a long time, and now, you know, eventually you get to the top job, the Master of Ceremonies.
Yeah, I certainly served my apprenticeship. When I first started doing exhibitions with Bobby George, if I was working at a presentation night or an exhibition that wasn't going well, he always used to say to me, "You're doing your apprenticeship, you're learning," you know? And it's certainly been the case with the spotting, the refereeing, that, you know, and I do feel like I went the right way through it, and I've worked my way up, and I'm really pleased to have done it, yeah.
And of course, that's when it started. I know, obviously, Bobby's still great on the circuit doing the exhibitions. That's where it first took off for yourself, would you say, Richard?
Yeah, well, certainly my work on the mic has all come from the exhibition circuit. I always thought I would be able to referee because I was good with numbers. That's why I was asked to be a spotter.
Yeah.
But the exhibition work, without me realising it, just honed my skills on the mic as a frontman.
Yeah, yeah. I find I do a little bit of MCing and whatever, but I think it's, people don't realise how, if the game is a pretty straightforward game, I think when the scores are going ton, they're the ones almost you can get wrong because your mind wanders a little bit, I find, but not when you're as you're a professional as you are, Richard.
No, I agree with you. I think all the referees will tell you you're more likely to make a mistake in a simple, rather ordinary match than you are when it's very high pressure. Even the really fast games are usually easier to referee because you're totally in tune with it.
Yeah. And as far as introducing the players, who's your favourite player? Who's your favourite walk-on? Not saying he's your favourite player or she's your favourite player, but who's the walk-on you enjoy introducing at the moment, Richard?
I've got quite a few, really. Of course, any of the really high-profile BDO players to bring on, it always gives you a bit of a buzz, and the titles and what they've achieved comes easily to me anyway, so it makes the job a little easier. But things at the Lakeside, like bringing Martin Adams on for the first time at Lakeside, was really enjoyable. It's always nice introducing From Russia with Love, Anastasia the Bromoslova. I always enjoy that one.
I'm glad you.
There's lots. I really enjoy it.
I'm glad you said it like that, because I'm actually with Anastasia on Saturday in Scott Mitchell. So it's Dobromoslova, would you say? Dobromoslova.
Yeah, I mean, she tells me there's two pronunciations, so she gives me an English one and a Russian one, but she says she prefers the English one.
Right, okay.
It's something like Anastasia Dobromoslova. It's a different kind of tone. Yeah. It wouldn't sound right as an introduction, so she prefers it in the English phrasing of Anastasia Dobromoslova. She likes that.
I think Saturday might just be Anna. And obviously,
what I've started to say for Anastasia is From Cheshire with Love.
Oh, nice work there. So now all the players, of course, you've worked with them all, perhaps even some of the legends, we say, don't play anymore. Any of those there's legends now who you would love to have introduced in their home?
Haven't, you mean?
Yeah, or maybe sort of the legends then, we'd like to introduce them when they were at their peak on the big stage.
Oh, I mean, I've had the pleasure of bringing players like Bobby himself, Eric Bristow, John Lowe, players like that on for exhibitions.
Yeah.
Jockey Wilson's a natural one, of course, because he's no longer with us. It would have been incredible to have. I only met him once for about 5 minutes. I'm glad I did that. Yeah. Got a photo with him, but I never really had the opportunity on a professional sense to see him. But yeah, I'm quite looking forward to bringing Ted Hankey on at the Lakeside in January.
Of course, he wasn't there last year.
I've done that in tournaments and exhibitions, but never at the Lakeside, so that's always nice.
That's right, like you said, a 2 times world champion, because they've been there and they've achieved it. It gives that extra little bit of pizzazz to it, doesn't it?
It does, and another one to think of, I did an exhibition earlier this year with Modus at the Lakeside.
Yeah.
And it was a head-to-head between Phil Taylor and Raymond van Barneveld.
Oh, it's fantastic. Of course,
So that, for me, was an absolute thrill, to bring Phil Taylor and Raymond van Barneveld on at Lakeside.
Yeah, yeah.
Was incredible.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Excellent.
Really enjoyed that.
Excellent. So, the World Masters, the Winmau World Masters has just finished. What a great tournament. A game that stands out, well, lots of games, but in the men's, the semi-final, Larry Butler rolling back the years against Martin Adams in the semi. That was a great match, wasn't it?
I know, well, and it was no surprise, was it? It may have been a surprise if you'd have guessed it from the beginning of the tournament. But the way he played on the stage, he'd already beaten Scott Mitchell and Scott Waite, hadn't he? So it wasn't much of a shock to see him play that well against Martin.
No.
Really enjoyed it.
And of course he qualified.
He was fun to bring on, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. Because he won the...
Yeah, I was calling him the Bald Eagle. I'm not sure he liked that or not, but I like to call it.
Well, he certainly didn't put him off his game, because he qualified for the Grand Prix as well with the Viking. I mean, this is fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, that day...
The Grand Slam side, the Grand Slam side.
Yeah, the Grand Slam. Yeah, that day in Hull was superb. I know 2015 is the year for Back to the Future 2.
Yeah.
And to have had Andy Fordham and Larry Butler as the two qualifiers for the Grand Slam was superb.
Yeah, that'd be great, because we say about legends, but legends should still play. It's Andy Fordham. They're going to love Andy there at Wolverhampton, aren't they?
Yeah, I must say, as happy as I am for Larry to get through, happy as Larry, I was disappointed that Glenn Durrant went out of that qualifier, because I really think it's a shame that the BDO world #1 and now new world master won't be at the Grand Slam. Yeah,
because he is superb, isn't he? I mean, he's consistently world. Nobody's getting anywhere near him, really knocking him off that #1 spot. And if you look what he's achieved in the last 12 months, he's the one player you think would have been great flying the flag for the BDO.
Yeah, and his level is really high. It's not just the tournaments he's winning, but his performances, are worthy that #1 spot. It's very, very impressive. Yeah.
Now, one game that really stands out of the whole tournament was the ladies' final. I mean, that 7th leg, when Lisa went 171, bullseye, double 16 out, and then followed it with a 180. I thought, what a way to win a match. But she didn't win it. I mean, that was great. I will say, ladies' darts, I think it's just great at the moment. And they're only like 10 points on average, less than the men's. I think that's a major achievement, isn't it?
Yeah, over the last couple of years, I'm not sure quite what's done it, but there seems to be an injection of, whether it's the pace and the buzz about the ladies' game. I think Lisa Ashton's had a lot to do with it. Yeah. In the way that her game is a lot faster. Yeah. And then you've had the youngsters like Fallon and Zoe coming through, and Eileen as well, who obviously went on to win the Masters. Yeah. So instead of having 2 or 3 big names now, you've got 9 or 10. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's what's made the difference, because you've still got Dita and Anastasia and Trina that are mixing it. Yeah. But you've got quality players all the way through the field. Lorraine Winstanley's a fantastic player. Yeah. So Nick Rolls made the point during commentary in one of the matches. If you were to draw one of the top 10 ladies out in a sweepstake, you wouldn't be disappointed with whoever you drew out, because the standard as a group is higher. Very much.
If I quickly go for, I've just got the seeds written down here. Lisa 1, Fallon 2, Dita 3, Aileen 4, Anastasia 5, Lorraine Winstanley 6, Trina Gulliver 7, Zoe Jones 8. That's a fearsome lineup, isn't it? For the top 8 in the ladies.
Wow. Absolutely, and I'm really pleased that I mentioned all 8 of them and didn't leave anyone out.
I tell you, you know what you're doing. Looking at the men's top 10, of course, the seeds. We've got Martin Phillips down at 10. Scott Mitchell, the world champion, of course, number 9. I suppose that's how the ranking system is. It's weighted, of course, for the big tournaments, but it's not so weighted that if you're world champion, you're automatically in the top 1 or 2 in the world.
Yeah, it's not a money list, so unlike the PDC Order of Merit, Scott will be a lot higher from the money that he won at the Lakeside, but it's done, it's more graded, isn't it, it's a point system. I think for Scott this year, I'm sure you know Scott well anyway, I think he's enjoyed the year the right way. He's the Lakeside World Champion, and he's put it to full use.
Yeah,
He's been so busy
Yeah.
with commercial appointments, and I really think that's good. It was nice to see him at Chelsea. I was there when he won the England Masters. That really meant a lot to him because it's the first and only ranking title he's won since winning Lakeside.
Yeah. And I think he's a lot of the players, of course, because he is the world champion. I've been gunning for him a little bit extra. But the great thing with Scott is he almost doesn't realise he's world champion, does he? He's so modest and so, you know, unassuming with it. He's a great lad, isn't he? And so happy when he hit that double. No disrespect to Martin, of course.
Oh, absolutely terrific. And you were going through the list. Well, I think you're about to go through the list of the top players within the men's.
Yeah.
I also think that's looking very competitive. Glenn seems to be a standout player in terms of form, but I think as we go forward, there's a lot of names in there that are going to push him close. I don't think he's going to have it all his own way at Lakeside, that's for sure.
No. Say Martin.
It's going to be a big test for Scott early on. I know we're not previewing Lakeside as such now, but it's just while it's on top.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I think for Scott, a bit like the Masters, he had a really tough game in the first round against Larry Butler.
Yeah.
He played well. I don't think he played badly.
No.
But if he'd have come through that, of course, Larry got to the final. It would have been interesting to see how Scott would have gone on. So, a big test for Scott going into Lakeside. I usually have the honour of refereeing the defending champion as they come out at Lakeside now. So, I might be up there with Scott. We'll have to see how he gets on.
Yeah, of course. So Martin Adams, number 2. Of course, he made the semi-final at the weekend. You can never rule him out. Jeffrey de Graaf. I mean, I don't know lots about Jeffrey, but I mean, if you're number 3, you're there for a reason, aren't you?
Yeah, and I think the thing that seems with Jeffrey is he just hasn't performed either at the Lakeside or at the World Masters. I think he's won out the last 32 of the Masters 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
But he did play really well in Manchester at the BDO World Trophy. Yeah. He did show us what he can do on stage. Yeah. The Opens don't seem to be a problem. I think he's won 9 ranking tournaments. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. You're not number 3 for nothing. He can play. It would just be nice to see him do it at the Lakeside. Yeah. And there is a Dutch qualifier still to come for the Grand Slam.
Yeah, of course.
So maybe you can get through that. He's quite capable, so that would be nice.
That would be a great experience.
He's a good lad. I like Jeffrey.
Yeah, he's a good player, isn't he? Jamie Hughes, 4. Wesley Harms, 5. Darryl Fitton, he's been about for nearly 100 years, hasn't he? World's number 6. That's great, isn't it? Darryl's still there fighting.
Darryl still, for me, and I hope he forgives me for saying it, I just look at him as a complete underachiever, and I mean it as the biggest compliment I can, because I just think he's so talented. Yeah. He's hit 2 televised 9 darters. If that doesn't tell you all you need to know. Yeah. I just love him to hit the button at Lakeside and do the business. I would absolutely love it because he's good enough. Yeah.
Gert de Vos, number 7. Scott Waits, number 8. He's Scott. The last couple of years since he was world champion, he's saying not struggled, but I wouldn't have expected to see him at world's number 8, for example.
No, I think it would be fair to say that he has struggled. I mean, he was always a name going into that Lakeside that you were certain he was going to win it at some point. But since he's won it, he hasn't pushed on.
No.
What was really good to see is in Bridlington, he came right back into form. He's had major shoulder problems. Yeah. Seems to have that sorted. Won the British Classic and was runner-up in the Open. Yeah. So, terrific.
Fantastic.
Good to see him back. I think BDO Darts needs Scott Waits playing well.
Certainly, absolutely. Number 9, of course, Scott Mitchell and Martin Phillips as well, because he won the Masters last year, didn't he? Great to see him still there in the top 10. Yeah, brilliant.
Love Martin. Absolutely brilliant. And he had a great game, didn't he, with Glenn Durrant?
He did.
Because you mentioned about bringing matches on stage. What do I enjoy? Yeah. I enjoyed that one. Yeah. Bringing on the current BDO World number 1, taking on the reigning World Masters champion. That was a buzz. So, yeah, I enjoyed that. Yeah. And Martin Phillips, of course, he's got more caps for Wales than any other player put together. Yeah. It seems. Yeah. And he'll be captain in his country at the World Cup in the next couple of weeks. So, brilliant. Yeah. Ambassador for darts. Excellent.
Absolutely right. So, for the rest of the year, building up to the World Championship, Richard, I would say you'll be putting your feet up, but I know that doesn't happen with you. You're a busy lad. What's in store?
Well, as I say, they've got the World Cup coming up in Turkey. You know, political climate aside, we're really looking forward to it. We're told it's in a safe area, so we're really looking forward to Turkey. The World Cup is a really special event. It doesn't get the media coverage it deserves. I've been fortunate enough, alongside Jacques Newlat from Holland, to work on every World or European Cup since 2008. and there really is no other event like it. Maybe we can get you involved there, because it's the atmosphere, when you have 38, 40 countries all under one roof, there's no other event that has that kind of feeling to it. It really is a festival of darts. So very much looking forward to that. And then of course we've got the Grand Slam. I'm looking forward to watching that. I'm going to make sure I'm there the first weekend. It'd be good to see Wolfie in action there. Really looking forward to that. And one of our favourite tournaments in the BDO is the Zaandam Masters, the Finder Masters, now in Holland. So that's in December. That's always a good curtain raiser for the next side. So looking forward to it.
In the big one, of course, leads up to. It started a new year, the big one, the World Championship. Is it wrong for me, and I'm going to ask this question, is it wrong for me to ask who you think is going to win it at the moment, or is that just a terrible question to be asking you, Richard?
Well, Lakeside?
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad question. I think we've already hinted on it. I think the bookie's favourite, I don't bet at all, but I'm sure that it will be Glendurant, and rightly so. I mean, you'd have to make him favourite. I get the feeling that Martin Adams is on the brink of winning another major. You know, he came close again at the Masters. He came very close at Lakeside. I'm sure in the next 12 months, by the time if we have this conversation in 12 months' time, I believe Martin Adams by then will hold another major title, whether it be Lakeside, the World Trophy, or the Winmau. I think he'll win something.
He'll win something. And for the ladies, Lisa? Or like we said before, there's a lot of competition. But if you had to put your money on somebody now, even though you're not a betting man,
well, there's no reason Lisa can't defend it, because she's already proved that she can. I think the ladies is very, very difficult to choose because of the conversation we had 5 minutes ago. I think any of those players that you named could win the tournament. So it's tough, you know. You know, don't write off the youngsters, or indeed the likes of Trina and Dieter. I think they're all... And Anastasia has had a quiet year, and I think she could be due a push at the Lakeside. So
great stuff. Well, so much thank you there, Richard. And well, I'll just say on behalf of us on TungstenTales Behind the Bar, we look forward to catching up with you again, if you don't mind, at some time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, Richard, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, that's the great Richard Ashdown, not just a great ambassador for BDO, but a great ambassador for darts overall. Thank you.
I hope.